Folks, we are live here in Panama City Beach, Florida. It is I, Conrad Cushman from Everything Pro Wrestling, coming to you with Sean Hubbard of the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly Podcast, here to celebrate the era of professional wrestling here tonight. Tonight we will have Sting taking on the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. This is episode 93 of Clash of the Podcast, titled Who Killed WCW Part 1. We are going to try to talk, discuss, and chop up all of these things for the next 4 weeks for you guys. So I know that maybe next week's thumbnail may not have WCW in it, but we'll probably end up talking about it. Also on this episode, we're going to be talking about Clash at the Castle, a little preview and predictions, Raw stuff, contract news, whatever you are expecting from this. That is exactly what we are going to give you guys. We don't have a lot of time to waste, so without further ado, I'm going to let Sean hit that line, and then we're going to get right into this.
Yes, sir, man. A lot to get into. Let's do it. Let's knock it out the box. Conrad, my brother, drop that thing. We are about to jump into this episode of Clash of the Podcast. Always good to be with my brother from another mother, Conrad Cushman. But before we do, I want to take a little bit of a moment to do a little bit of a dedication. I'll be very transparent with you guys. There was a chance that you wouldn't have seen me on this week's episode. There's a chance you wouldn't have seen me on next week's episode. There was a chance you wouldn't see me. Conrad probably would have got a call and a very apologetic letter and email about me bowing out for at least, I don't know, a month, 2 months, however long it would have took, because my mother went through a very tough ordeal. She had neck surgery on Friday, and I kind of kept it to myself. Conrad knew, but not many people knew, and it was a really, really tough, been a tough weekend going into the new week. But I'm so thankful to say that my mother was able to come through surgery, thank God, unscathed. Obviously, she's still in recovery, but the surgery was a major success, and she is now in recovery mode. She just moved today, literally today, from ICU into the regular unit, so I'm so thankful for that. So I want to take this time to dedicate this episode of Clash of the Podcast to my mother. Mom, I love you, and I'm so happy that you're still here with us, and so happy that you're getting better.
Cosign, brother, cosign.
Yes. So let's get down to business.
We got to give our shout outs because Joel dropped 2 super chats, so I got to show him some love first. Joel came in, he said it's Monday, which means it's time for Sean and Conrad. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. Sir. And we also have Let's Hear About WCW all show long. I don't think we can do all show long, but we're definitely going to get into some WCW talk. Might even get into some of what's to come tomorrow night on the show. All good, man. All good. Let's get to it. Quills, first one in here. What's up, Conrad? Sean in chat. Your boy, Sir Quills, is back to enjoy my 2 favorite bros, CJ and Hub, for episode 93, the defensive lineman John Randall edition of Clash of the By God Podcast.
Very nice reference. That guy was a bad man. I like that.
Dangerous defensive lineman. He makes it known.
Yes.
NXT Battleground was satisfactory. 7.5 out of 10. Show with a few unnecessary pieces that wasn't needed. Congrats to Kalani Jordan for becoming the first NXT North American champion. She deserves it. Appreciate you, Quills. Thank you.
Yes.
We're gonna get into NXT and even some New Japan Dominion. Like I said, this is definitely a show that if you like all of pro wrestling, if you like things that happen on the weekly, little everything pro wrestling, little Clash of the Podcast. Branding matters. I see you, Pro Wrestler Shoot. Make sure that you guys are in here for this one. Clown says, afternoon, everyone. Afternoon, Clown.
Afternoon to you too, man.
How apropos to have the NWO up there. Mike from The Rock. I like the way NXT is going right now. Let's go.
The Rock.
Talk about Eric B in the chat. I appreciate that. Doug says, teach me. Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie.
Hey.
Are you reviewing episode 1? Yes, we are.
Yes, we are, Dougie.
Pro Wrestler Shoot says, yo, what is good, Pro Wrestler Shoot? Make sure you guys check them out tomorrow night as well. Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go over and support my bros, Jesse and James. They usually have a live podcast going. They do a lot of wrestling video game talk, but they talk pro wrestling too. So make sure you guys head on over there and show them some love and support. Let's see here. I'm just looking to see. Oh.
M. Leezy Fo Sheezy. Hello, good evening. Hope you had a good weekend. Let's kick this week off with the two best in the pro wrestling community. Thank you, M. Leezy. We appreciate you greatly.
Much love, man. Doug said best part of the episode was Kevin Nash covering the Rey Mysterio lawn dart treatment for sure. Yes. You know what? I'm glad you just sent me. Hold on. This is baseball talk right here. Sean just sent me a private message. I may have to update my link. Yo,
your heart's in the right place, and I can't blame you because I changed it on a whim, so I can't blame you.
I tell you, brother.
I did change it at your suggestion, though.
So then I can't be too mad. Then. Yeah. Sorry, we're talking about interesting
behind the scenes, yes.
Interesting news about contracts. We're gonna get to it. Jocelyn, I think that's who this is. JJ doing schoolwork over here this week. Get it in, man. Put that pencil in, JJ.
Jocelyn, get it done.
Derek in the house was good, D.
My guy, Derek. God bless you, brother.
XG Dub in the house was good. XG Dub, appreciate
so supportive. XG Dub is. Thank you, man.
Someone from XG Dub just said they were watching your Jericho
escapades. I'm not even gonna get started, man. I put my heart and soul into that Jericho episode.
I saw somebody who quote tweeted it. I can't remember who. I want to give them credit, but they definitely put tree cutting services. It's my girl from Wrestling Window.
Okay.
She definitely put tree cutting services and quote tweeted it with the Jericho, the Jericho segment for this week. I was crying. I told E, I was like, I'm gonna use this against Sean this week.
So dope. I love it. But you got to listen, yo. I went in on that Hubbonomics on Jericho, man.
You did. I was in there live. Make sure you guys check that out every couple days. Maybe he'll give us a preview tonight.
I'm gonna drop another one tomorrow. I got more fire for you guys. I'm gonna keep the energy going.
Deanna, what's good? She says, hey, gang.
Deanna, gang. What up, though?
It says either Kyra is at Nitro or the WCW Nitro Grill. Steaks $45 in 1999.
Yo, meanwhile, I'm on location here in London.
Let's see here.
Hello,
says, what up, boys? What's good?
Hello, Governor.
Pip, cheerio.
There you go. Let's go, Conrad.
Let's see here. And everybody's showing love for healing. I love it. I appreciate the love for.
That means, oh my God.
Hubs.
Thank you, guys. Dougie, I see you. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Jocelyn, I see you. McKinney, I see you. Thank you, guys. That means everything. I see you guys. Thank y'all so much.
McKinney comes in, yo, I'm here to talk wrestle with the Fire live chat in the Techno Team 2000 of podcast, Clash of the By God podcast, and to let y'all know that the purpose of life is a life of purpose.
Oh, I like that.
Heart emoji, let's go. McKinney, it's funny you bring up Techno Team 2000. I want to see if you correlate where I'm going to go with this later on. It's going to be in the beginning, too. Shout out to E. Look at E. He's doing better work than me. He out here promoting all of you guys with the quickness.
Thank you.
He got the socials going up. Make sure you guys check out our Discord too here for EPW. Gabe, I see that you have just joined the chat as well. Appreciate
and I want to say something else, Conrad. I'm gonna keep it real cat free right now. Real cat free. I mean, there's things you've been through, bro. We're not gonna touch base on that again. And obviously I'm going through a little bit of an ordeal. We have the best audience. These guys and ladies are so good. Like, I mean, the love, man. Like y'all, thank you. That's all I can say, bro.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Gabe says, hey, guys, what's good, Gabe? Guy Will Gamble, was good, my guys in chat.
Gamble, always a pleasure, my G. Hit you back on Instagram today, man. Hope you got it.
Yeah, I think I sent you a message too, Guy Will Gamble, back on there. IG takes me a while to reply, guys, because I don't check it all the time. I promise you. No love for Pasta Mania. Get out of here, bro.
Easy. Even as a 7-year-old kid, I knew that was stupid. Oh my goodness, how stupid was that? Pasta Mania. Even me being a Hulkamaniac, which I'm not proud of at the time, I was like, that's stupid.
What would you guys put on your Hogan menu? That doesn't work for me. Chicken parm. What else would you have?
Just ridiculous. Looking back on it, how could we have ever cheered for that guy?
Who's we?
Oh, right. You didn't even like. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Even though there is like picture evidence that would show otherwise.
Oh no, you've been lying to me for years like this?
No. So for my kindergarten graduation picture, I'm not going to pull it up right now, but the picture was, you could either take a picture in like your cap and gown, I think it was, or you could bring your favorite thing. Well, my parents opted, no, he's going to take a picture with his favorite thing. I'm in a Buffalo Bills AFC Championship sweatsuit, because everybody wore those back then in 1992.
Right.
And that shows you how old I am. And I have a Hulk Hogan wrestling buddy. My mom wanted me to bring something that could be seen in the picture. She was like, you have a Hulk Hogan wrestling buddy. So that's who I'm in the picture with. But he definitely took a lot of pile drivers from the Intercontinental Champion when it was time, when I was a kid. So
I'm gonna make you feel better right now, because I'm gonna tell you something that I never thought would come up, but it's come up now. I had a wrestling buddy too, but it wasn't Hogan.
Did he hold you up for money?
He did at SummerSlam. My mother, who is getting well right now, I love you, Mom, got me the wrong one. And her logic was this. Her logic was pretty solid. I thought, didn't you say it was the champion? Not that champion, Mom.
Listen, yo, and you know what? Those are worth a pretty penny now, too.
They
Looking
are.
back at it. Man. Creative Control Lasagna. I love it. Yo, appreciate you, Jesse. Appreciate you. Jesse said, make sure, guys, hit a like if you're watching live on YouTube. If you're listening on audio versions on mine or Sean's, please leave a 5-star review. Say some kind words. Like, it helps.
And listen to us on your way to work and on your lunch breaks on Spotify too, man. You know what I'm saying? We're putting in work over here. I hope you guys are enjoying the Hubbonomics episodes. I hope you guys are.
I like it. It's like a little brief break away from lunch, as long as I can get away.
I'm not getting those EPW numbers, but I'm on my way.
Man, if you don't cut it out. You don't cut it out. All right, folks. Let's get into the crux of this episode, shall we? Share us on the socials. And I want your thoughts on this too, folks. I'm going to try and pull up some of these comments that are up here. Sean, what do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about the actual episode, or Vice has an episode, a story that's out from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's $7 Productions. Hold on, so you guys can see me. Waka Waka Waka. Yeah, they came out with it. It's a story that's been told as old as time. It's the same players. They have a couple interesting people in here that haven't been interviewed, that if you ask the right questions, which I hope they do, it could make things interesting. But that depends on if you have the backstory or not. So I don't know how much research these guys did going into this, or if they were allowed to ask these questions. But Vice, who killed WCW? And this episode really focused kind of on Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan's parts in it, possibly. The blame.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, because the preview of the next episode is based around Hogan as well. So I think they're going to really hone in on that.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like the next one might be about the egos, or it's Kevin Nash's part in it that people will say like,
well, the finger poke of doom is definitely coming up.
That's definitely going to be talked about next week on here. So what did you think? Let's go to the beginning of this. What did you think of Hulk Hogan actually coming into WCW?
I mean, I think he did the right thing for his career. There's no question that his time had run out in WWE due to the steroid scandal. People don't remember, and even Bobby the Brain Heenan and Tony Schiavone said it during the Bash at the Beach broadcast that Hogan had taken 3 years off. Well, he took 3 years off in theory. I mean, he didn't really wrestle throughout the end of 1991. He wrestled at WrestleMania 8 and 92, wrestled once at WrestleMania 93, and then wrestled at King of the Ring. So they kind of embellished that he was out of action for 3 years when it really was just 1.5. But at the end of the day, Hogan was getting stale in WWE. There's no question about that. So him making the jump made sense, and especially for the contract he got. I believe it was 7 or 8 pay-per-views a year, somewhere in that range. I'm sure Nitros were very limited.
As he got a piece of the pay-per-views.
Piece of pay-per-views. Obviously, he probably had a mega deal as it relates to merchandise as well. So Hogan was doing what he had to do to make sure his pockets were lined, brother. Was it a smart move by Bischoff to recruit him? Of course it was. Hulk Hogan at that time, look, we got to take our minds out of it from 2024. We got to go back to 1994, 30 years ago, ironically. Maybe that's the reason why this documentary came out.
Man, don't make me feel old, bro.
Yeah, I mean, we were young. We were kids at that time. So thank God we were able to live through it. But for me, Hogan did the right thing for business. It was a smart move on his part, and it was an amazingly smart move for Eric Bischoff. Look, bottom line, Hulk Hogan was the biggest name in the industry. Ric Flair was the best wrestler alive, but Hogan was the biggest name. And you brought in the biggest name. It shifted the momentum from WWE to WCW. But to answer your question directly, a phenomenal move. I mean, if you have a chance to sign Juan Soto, you sign Juan Soto, Yankee fans.
Hey, you're not wrong. They went for the gusto. I was more shocked as a kid that it happened.
Sure.
But it's crazy to think. And I want to go back a little bit, Sean, because a lot of people attribute WCW making money and success to Eric Bischoff. I want to bring up someone's name who doesn't get enough credit, I feel. And for one of the reasons why I feel like I was starting to enjoy WCW a little bit more as a kid, even. He is not popular. I am not a fan of things that this person has said or done. Do you know what I'm going to say?
I think I do. Give it to me.
Cowboy Bill Watts.
No mats.
No mats.
Jumping off the second rope instead of the top rope.
Yeah, top rope. Jumping off the top rope was illegal. This dude, like, in theory, ruined it. But it was different enough to where I was like, all right, I'm going to give this a chance. But people would have to do... So basically, he wasn't saying you couldn't do it in matches. You had to be sneaky enough to figure out a way that, well, make sure the ref doesn't see you do it, but you could do one high spot off the top rope. Okay. And Brian Pillman was the guy who usually got that spot. He got to wrestle Jushin Thunder Liger. There was a lot of things that they added in there. Yeah, Hollywood Blondes for life. Well, don't get me started with that fumble either.
Oh, wait a minute. Do you hear what you just said?
What?
That might be a shirt.
What? Hollywood
Blondes for life. That might be a shirt. Ooh,
I wish I had one of the things.
Nice. Oh, I'm getting to work on that right away. Go ahead.
So think about it like this. Bill Watts, people who, let's just say your favorite performer back then, Johnny B. Bad, we'll just make it up. He's getting $1,000 per night. He went to Johnny B. Bad and all the guys, and he said, "You're not making us any money. Look, we're struggling. You're getting $500. He cut the roster's money in half. People were mad. But where else are you going to go to get television exposure at this time? The territory system is falling off slowly but surely. Right. You got a few out there still. Like you had, I forgot what Cornette was.
AWA.
Smoky Mountain, maybe. You had a few.
Yep.
But everything else was just undercut at the time. I think AWA had just...
No, I'm wrong. I'm so glad you said that. I was wrong. Smoky Mountain was around. AWA, I think, had fallen off. Yes.
Yeah, but you still had those like pop-up ones. What was the one that used to come on like Fox that was the wrestling show with all the old legends? Like
I don't know, but I want to say USWA was still around.
It was American Wrestling Federation. It had like Michael Hayes and Tito Santana and all them once they like left and they tried to do something. But I'm saying all that to say that he cut it down a lot, though. He made it a lot easier for Eric to save some money after. Eric just needed to come in with an idea. I think Bill Watts was miserable. He didn't like it, and he didn't have control. And he wasn't ready for that. He wasn't ready to rub elbows with the executives and stuff in there. And if you believe people, they say that people from Turner didn't like the wrestling stuff. It all depends. And they're probably going to get their own episode of who killed WCW as well. Like, they're probably going to be a part of it too. The executives were part of the problem. Did you hear the story about Nitro? I know we're fast forwarding. Eric Bischoff gets put in charge after Bill Watts. and he's put in charge, and they come up with this idea. Well, what do we need, Eric? Ted Turner comes. So what do we need? Ted Turner was no, we got to pay tribute to him too. Ted Turner was extremely loyal to pro wrestling. But he didn't have to be. He could have said, get him out of here. But he attributes pro wrestling to a part of his major success later on. This dude owned the Braves.
If you were to put Conrad Cushman or Sean Hubbard in charge of the fishing channel, right? The fishing channel. We would find a way to put professional wrestling on the fishing channel. There would be some way that we would implement. So, and I say that really silly example to say that Ted Turner did not care what anyone around him thought. Ted Turner was the boss. Ted Turner said, we will have wrestling on Turner, period.
And he was ready to do that. And I think he liked that Eric made them competitive. I think Eric fit a role that they were looking for. If you needed to put someone on television for this that wasn't Ted, Eric looks the part. He fits the role, all that stuff. So he gets that big ordeal from Nitro. They finally say, well, what do you need? Did you hear how mad the guy was on the episode that he was like, TNT is our upscaling programming. What do you mean we're going to put wrestling on? And he did not like it. And
if there was ever a definition of pushing your figurative chips to the middle of the table, that's what Ted Turner did. I mean, there's a lot of ways, ladies and gentlemen. Chat, let me know if I'm right or wrong. There's a lot of ways, Conrad, that you can upgrade from 6:05 on Saturday night. You can upgrade to 8:05 on Saturday night. You can upgrade to 7:05 or 8:05 on a Friday night. But Ted Turner said, no. We're going to go head-to-head with these guys, and we're going to kick their butt.
And another good way to upgrade is 6:05 every Monday when you listen to Clash of the Podcast.
Well, there's no upgrading in 6:05 in 2024. We are the standard for 6:05. But in 1994, for a wrestling program, there was a lot of ways to upgrade to 6:05 on a Saturday afternoon. So to go to 8:05 or 8:03 or whatever it was on TNT on Monday, when it was clear that WWE owned Monday nights, look, we all know the end of the story. WCW lost, but Ted Turner is the man forever in my book.
He called the shots. That's what worries me in this world today, that I don't know if people are going to call the shots like that. It's all business. There's no personality to it. There's nothing personal about it. It's just, hey, money is money. Sorry, And I just think that's sometimes it's harsh, man. And I'm going to go into some of these comments here. And I want people to know, too, Eric Bischoff changed how pro wrestling is viewed today because of that. What was Raw back then, 94, man? What was Raw? You get a squash match. You might open with like a decent opener, a little back and forth, like a lower card guy versus a mid card guy. You get a squash match in between with the Heartbreak Kid so that you satisfy his ego for the week. And then your main event's going to be The Undertaker versus Damian Demento. Yep. Oh, boy. Yep. And that was it. Dude, Eric Bischoff was bugging. He was putting like Ric Flair versus Macho Man on TV. That's why people started turning the channel. They were like, yo, what?
This is why I will always love World Championship Wrestling. People nowadays don't, and I'm not going to go off on a huge tangent, but y'all know me, guys. I got to be me. People get so bent out of shape. Oh, you can't push all your chips to the table. You can't have world title matches on Raw. You can't have star-studded cards on Raw. For a 4-year period, that's all WCW did, and it became must-watch TV. I don't care that the title was on. See, people get all bent out of shape, and people lose focus. You know how they lose focus, Conrad? They lose focus because they think about David Arquette being world champion. They think about Vince Russo being world champion. We're not going to fast forward to 2001. That's not what we're doing right now. We're talking about 95, 96, 97, and into 1998. How can you complain about Ric Flair versus Hulk Hogan on Monday night? How can you complain about the Giant versus Ric Flair? How can you complain about Lex Luger and Sting going up against Harlem Heat? There's nothing to complain about. That is must-see TV.
Because, Sean, that's why I thought it was important for us to say what used to be on Raw. and what used to be. You don't understand. We were wrestling fans because we were like, dude, I can't wait for the big match that it's culminating to. They made you wait all the time. We had to wait for the ladder match at WrestleMania.
They made you wait too long.
Sometimes. And then they came in, they were like, speed it up.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
And they said, listen, we can run these back. We can run Hogan and Flair back. It's going to be just fine. And I was like, there we go. And it made the other company step their game up. I love that Mike said I feel old. I'm going to some comments in here real quick just to mix them in for us. McKinney said, in my opinion, two things knocked off WCW. The infamous don't change the channel because Mick Foley is going to win the title, and that don't work for me, brother. It was a WTF moment, and it ruined it.
Agreed. I mean, once again, we want to clarify here on Clash of the Podcast, that was not Tony Schiavone's fault. He was told to say that by Eric Bischoff. That was a big mistake. Big mistake.
Yes. And they still did. I don't know if they stopped doing it. Foley won, what was that, the end of 98?
Foley won on the final Monday Night Raw of 1998.
I just watched something, and I don't know how. I think it was on Twitter or something.
I think it was the final.
Or excuse me, X.
No,
you're
wrong.
You're right. No, you're right, because I missed that Raw. You're right.
Okay.
But I watched where they still didn't stop doing that. They ruined who the higher power was.
Well, there's one that I particularly like. I got to give Bischoff credit for this. On that show, we got Bob Sparkplug Holly. He's still around. All right, here we go.
Wow.
That was pretty good. Oh, Jake the Snake Roberts. He's still wrestling? Really? Okay, whatever.
Eric Bischoff, full blown bugging. He was on a trip.
Yeah.
Look at this. Robbie V was able to do a split-legged moonsault during Watts' time. Global was on ESPN. Look at that. AWA was on ESPN. You guys are remembering.
Nice.
Hogan's creative control killed WCW, brother. We're going to talk about that here in a second. It was different. It caught my attention being WWF. Jimmy Snuka stars coming off the top looked awesome on TV at the time, but I was an NWA WCW fan from the go.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. What was your introduction to WCW? Like, do you remember what got you into it, or how did somebody get you into it?
My introduction was Ric Flair versus Vader, career versus title, Starrcade 93. I don't think it gets any better than that. That night, let me tell you what WCW did that night, and I challenge everyone to go to the network and watch this. They followed Ric Flair. That was the first time they followed somebody from home. In that video, live video footage, you'll see Ric Flair kissing his son goodbye, like he's about to go away forever. Kissing Reed, God rest his soul. Kissing David. Kissing a young blonde girl that we now know as Charlotte Flair. Kissing his wife. Getting into the limo with Mean Gene Okerlund and having a conversation on the way to the arena while Too Cold Scorpio and Alex and Marcus Alexander Bagwell were about to head to the ring to face the Nasty Boys. WCW, I get chills, man. WCW got it right for so long, which is why it's so sad that they blew it so bad at the end.
Yeah, it really hurts. I'm trying to think. I had to start watching in 91. One of my earliest memories is like the Steiner brothers versus like Sting and Luger is one that I remember. And I loved, like I said, people never believe me, New Japan Pro Wrestling. I got introduced to Jushin Thunder Liger, Great Muta, and Masahiro Chono. Game over. I was a New Japan fan like from that moment on. If I could find it years later, I'm in college, like YouTube first starts up, I am Googling New Japan Pro Wrestling to see if I could find matches, and I did. I found them on YouTube. I would watch them, I would save them, and I would enjoy them. I'm like, man, dude, this is so great. I wish we had a network to watch all of this stuff.
Oh, imagine that.
And we finally got there. I love people sharing their memories. Guy Will Gamble just mentioned Dean Malenko versus Ultimo Dragon. I love it, man. All the new people in here, welcome, man. Feel free to talk in the chat. BJ, I see you, brother. Welcome. King of Cable, yes. Battle Bowl. I love all that stuff, man. All that stuff.
And by the way, just a little quick tidbit, one more thing about Starrcade 93. a young man by the name of Stone Cold Steve Austin, better known at that time as Stunning Steve Austin, became United States champion.
Yes, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. When people disappear from WWE, I noticed, oh, they're in WCW now. This is dope. Like I would be feeling it, bro. Like match quality, there are things that you could try to tell me, but
Easy is out of control.
Yes, he is. I saw the moment you reacted,
bro. Easy is out of his mind. I love it.
Now, Matt says he started watching in late '94 into '95. Was it because of Hogan? Is my question for you.
Maybe so. Who knows?
I'm just curious.
Answer that for us, Emily.
BJ said I was a WCW kid. I think somehow I went from WWF to WCW during the Macho Man move, and Sting caught my eye, and that was it. Weirdly, I also found myself watching the first Nitro live. I watched it live too. I think WWF was preempted by the dog show. So who watched those dog shows? I will fight someone if I ever find out you used to watch those dog shows back.
It was so depressing knowing that Monday Night Raw should be on. And I mean, obviously at that time, before Nitro, I just watched Monday Night Football with my dad.
For some poodles, I was like, "What is
like? Why are we like? I mean, Nitro got preempted for something that made sense. The NBA playoffs. We can live with that. We're not gonna get Raw preempted by a dog show."
Yo, that was crazy. And WCW introduced me to people like William Regal. I remember a young man by the name of John Paul Levesque who ended up teaming with Regal. Yes, he was a blue blood. The Blue Bloods with Bobby Eaton, dude, so much good stuff. Yo, I never watched the dog show.
Natural is the name.
Him and Barry Windham, yo.
Tag team champs.
Ricky Steamboat and Shane, a young Shane
Douglas. Yes. WCW was popping. Don't let nobody tell you it wasn't.
Yes. Johnny B. Bad with Teddy Long with Ice Train and Scott Flash Norton. Good times, man.
Yeah, man. Good
times. But then disaster struck in this company, unfortunately.
That was so sudden, Conrad. Golly.
I know. We're going to fast forward to this. We get to the good times. They put together the NWO, Too Sweet Brother. We're having fun. Hall, big man's, the medium man's bringing the big man next week. They powerbomb Bischoff through the table. Eyes are glued. I'm like, yo, what's going on with this? They make you think WWF's invading. Who's the third guy? In Bischoff's head, they've said it. It was going to be Sting. It wasn't Mabel. Relax, people. It was going to be Sting.
What's wrong with Mabel?
No, they just said that Mabel was always the rumor, and someone confirmed. I'm asking
you, what's wrong with Mabel?
Nothing. Mabel actually would have fit in the group better than Sting, I would say.
Mabel, he was the king.
Do you think?
I'm obviously kidding.
I know. I don't think Sting would have fit in this. It would have been weird to see it.
I don't think NWO lasts a year if it was Sting because that doesn't make any sense.
But Hogan, he rubbed that Fu Manchu, brother, and he was like, you know what? I'm in. And they didn't believe him even. After he said it, they're like, I don't know, he might change his mind. He went out there. He dropped the leg drop. I saw a granny try to fight Hulk Hogan on Nitro. I don't know if people remember this. She was in the front on one of them outside Nitros, and she took a swing at him. She was so mad at this dude.
Yep.
My parents, cousins, anyone who knew that I like wrestling called me. They're like, dude, did you see Hulk Hogan's a bad guy now? And I was like, yo, crazy that people were calling and talking about this. The NWO was the hottest thing ever. I don't care what anyone says, bro. I wrote NWO down in Catholic school on like one of my notebooks, like the little design of it. They thought I was in a gang, and I'm like, bro, I'm not in a gang. This is pro wrestling.
Yep.
And then eventually they started getting it when everyone started wearing the shirts. They're like, oh, this is a wrestling thing.
By the way, who's the guy I consider to be the greatest wrestler of all time?
Will Ospreay.
No. That's the greatest wrestler alive today. Who do I consider to be the greatest wrestler? You know who I consider to be the GOAT.
Throw it out there? I think you would say HH.
No, HBK is who I said.
Okay.
Shawn Michaels is the greatest professional wrestler to ever put on a pair of boots, in my opinion. I've said that many times. DX was not better than the NWO. It was not. DX was not better historically than the NWO? No, absolutely not.
Well, I have an argument to make about it. I think
NWO. How can you be better than your predecessor? How can the NWO? The DX was a very good, but knockoff of NWO.
I always feel like they're both just the versions of the Clique that they wanted to be. And Sean and them were told no longer. But WCW jumped the shark with it. I think even before DX was formed. When I see Big Bubba Rogers and BK Wall Street rolling up with you, I'm like, bro, what have we done here?
That's a different. Don't be a victim of a single moment in time.
They were doing good until I was
no. I don't like to cut you off, Conrad, but they were not doing good. They were doing phenomenally.
Hold on. I didn't say who they was. Creative, whoever was writing this stuff, they were doing good until they started adding too many people. This was hot dog water trash once they started adding too many people in.
Okay, you know what? Let's go there. Let's go there. I'm sure our audience, our good friends in the chat will enjoy this. Let's go there. Let's go there. Give me the member of the NWO that joined where you first said, uh-oh. Tell me, I need one name.
The first person or hold on?
The first person. And chat, you do it too. I'm going to be very specific with this question. Listen to me very carefully. Conrad and chat. What was the first person to join the NWO that made you, for the first time, say, uh-oh, that kind of sucks?
I got it. I got my answer.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Michael Wall Street.
It was definitely IRS for you?
Yes. I'm even giving Vincent the pass because he was at least with the $1 Million Man. I was like, all right, I can roll with that. Okay. But BK Wall Street and then Big Bubba Rogers, yo, we did too much, bro. You did too much here.
I thought you were going to say X-Pac, so I'm glad you didn't say X-Pac.
No, I like Six. And like I said, I think they're versions of the Clique. That's why he fits.
Oh, Mike Feezy says, I like Emleezy, I see you, Clown, I see you, BJ, I see you. Guy will gamble, I see you. Mike Feezy says the Giant.
He didn't. Here's the thing. He really didn't
fit. I haven't heard a lot of people say they didn't like when the Giant joined.
He didn't fit. But here's why I give him the pass. He was supposed to be Andre's kid. We're getting into Dungeon of Doom stuff. Like we never talked about this with you guys. He was Andre's kid. Okay, cool. All right, I can let that slide. Six being in, Six made it cool. Six, Hall, and Nash were the cool ones in the group. I don't care what anyone says. Giant can smoke all the cigarettes he wants. He was not cool. I don't care about.
He was definitely a cornball. But I love Mike's answer, by the way. Shout out to Mike Feezy. My only reason I disagree is that the Giant, when he turned, was amazing.
He tried, man. He tried.
No, I'm not talking. Okay, maybe I need to clarify what I said. That's not your fault. That's my fault.
Okay.
I shouldn't say when he turned. What I mean is the moment he turned, like the single moment when he came down to the ring and beat up the Dungeon of Doom. You don't think that was dope?
That was dope. I even thought Ted DiBiase joining was dope because it gave them a reason. But then, like, Eric Bischoff joining, too much, bro. Like,
Eric Bischoff joining was awesome.
No, it was. But then why did you have $1 Million Man be the guy with the money? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so he had the money, then you had WCW. Okay.
Well, having Bischoff join almost made DiBiase not needed.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. That ended up hurting it. But that also explained why they were able to take over the show.
Well, we got a lot of good answers in the chat. Mike Feezy obviously said the Giant. Mike Feezy also. Well, you only can pick one, so we got to go with the Giant for Mike Feezy. Guy Will Gamble says Stevie Ray. BJ says Stevie Ray. So you're gonna tell me, guys. Now I'm all about.
I have the order too, by the way.
Right. Let's go down that in 1 second. But I just want to say to Guy Will Gamble, and I want to say to BJ. I love what you're saying because essentially by you saying Stevie Ray, you think that the NWO was popping for a long time because Stevie Ray didn't join for like 2 years.
All right, listen, we're going to play a game. I want to go through this with Sean. Chat, play along if you'd like. I want to just hear thumbs up, thumbs down, NWO member.
We're not doing this. Are we doing this? All right, let's get into it.
All right, you just tell me if they fit or not.
No, and you go from the beginning. We're going to go a lot of thumbs up before we get to thumbs down. All right, let's do it.
Hall.
Thumbs up.
Kevin Nash.
Thumbs way up. Thumbs to the sky for Scott Hall. Thumbs up for Kevin Nash.
Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Of course, that's a thumbs up.
Trillionaire Ted.
I like DiBiase. Thumbs up.
The Giant.
Thumbs up.
6.
Thumbs up.
Fake NWO Sting.
Thumbs up because of what they were trying to do to make it seem like it was the real Sting. I'm cool with that.
Okay. Vincent.
Thumbs up because, like you said, he was with DiBiase.
Miss Elizabeth.
Thumbs way up. That was awesome.
I loved it. I loved that. That was the other thing WCW wasn't afraid to do. Turn Elizabeth, put her with Flair, Elizabeth, put her in the NWO.
Now, let's put it on pause for 2.5 seconds, and I want you to count how many members that is so far.
That is 6, 7, 8, 9.
We are at 9 members. All right. That's a big number, 9. Right. Now, go ahead.
Right. This is the ministry filling up the ring. Eric Bischoff.
Eric Bischoff, to me, is a thumbs up. I know you disagree.
No, he's okay. I just don't like that it watered down Ted, and I'm like,
yes, it did nullify DiBiase, yes. But that's still 10. That's 10.
This one, some people said they hated, but I was with it. Buff Bagwell. I like Buff Bagwell in the NWO.
Thumbs up.
Michael Wall Street.
Okay, now we are 11 guys in. Thumbs down for VK Wall Street. Yes.
Hold on. I feel like I got to hit the Buff Daddy dance one time. But Buff Bagwell was my
But listen, you gotta. I want this to continue. I'm having a blast talking about this. We're going to continue in 5 seconds. That's 11 people. 11 people before we get our first thumbs down.
Bro, it's about to get even cooler, though. We haven't even got to some other cool people.
All right, so and I'm going to keep count also. I'm going to keep count also of the good versus the bad. So we got 11 good and 1 bad.
VK was the first one you said thumbs down to, right?
Yeah.
All right, so see, I'm not bugging. Next, Big Bubba Rogers.
It's a thumbs down. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't good.
If he was younger, I think it would be cooler. Like,
yeah, it wasn't, but I'll give it a thumbs down. I'm gonna be fair.
Scott Norton.
Scott Norton's a thumbs up. He did well.
Yeah, no, I liked it for him.
All right, so that's 12. That's 12-2 in my book.
Come on now.
Oh man, 13-2. Macho Man Randy Savage. Are you kidding me? 13-2.
I don't know what I can do for this person. It wasn't his gimmick at the time. Cutting and strutting, the disciple.
Right. Clearly, Brutus Beefcake is a thumbs down. So 13-3.
I won't say he's a thumbs down. It makes sense with Hogan.
I guess, but I'll give it a thumbs down. 13-3.
How long did it take you to realize that was Brutus Beefcake?
Oh, immediately. I could see his face.
Oh, see, it took me a while. I couldn't tell with the beard for a while.
13-3, bro.
Conan. Conan is cool. He was cool.
14-3.
Kurt Hennig.
15-3.
You liked it? Kurt Hennig broke my heart, though. He was like one of the ones I was like, oh, why'd you do that to the 4 Horsemen, you liar?
Yeah, that's something that made it better.
Not my dog spot. You can have my spot in the Horsemen. That's all I remember.
Not dog spot. My dog spot. So that's 15-3, bro. 15-3.
Now, here we go. This is another person I'm like, kind of unnecessary, maybe. And the next 3 people are actually not wrestlers in wrestling roles, really. Ravishing Rick Rude.
16-3.
What was his purpose? Do you remember in the beginning?
His purpose was to stick it to WWE after the Montreal Screwjob. It was awesome.
Right? Oh, yeah. He bounced on DX. Yeah.
And he stuck by Kurt Hennig, his buddy. So that's 16-3, bro.
WCW's own Dusty Rhodes, the man can dream if you will. I hated that turn. That turn sucked. It was for no reason.
That's 16-4. But the moment itself was shocking.
I'm not mad that Dusty being in it. I'm talking about the moment he did it. Go back and watch that. It was like, what?
Yeah.
You could have did this in the beginning.
Yeah. So 16-4. We're got 20 people in, 16 good, 4 bad.
I'm going to give this one a thumbs up for creativity. Nick Patrick.
That's a thumbs down for me.
I think that was smart, though, to have a referee in your pocket. That was genius.
I mean, he didn't have to be a member, though. But okay. All right. So 17.
He was their ref.
All right. 17-4. You're just helping to make my point.
I know. Brian Adams.
That's mid.
This is where the B team is. Like,
yeah, that's mid. So that's 17-5. 17-5.
Yeah. Another great turn. Big Papa Pump.
Oh, hell yeah.
I loved when he turned on his brother when he was down with the bark. He was like,
18-5. 18-5. Easy. 18-5.
Dennis Rodman.
19-5.
Dude, Dennis Rodman was so cool. I don't know if y'all know back then, man. I don't know. Is Chono on that list? No, I do not have Chono on that list.
19-5.
No, he's not next.
No, that was the 19 for the one you just said.
Rodman's
19.
Okay. Stevie Ray.
19.
I got a tough time. I got a soft spot for Stevie Ray, though.
Yeah.
He was my boy in Harlem Heat. But
I mean, I love them too, but that's a dub. So 19-6.
Where's he at? East Boy's coming up next. Where is it? Horace Hogan.
19-7.
Horace had the best verse in Uchi Wally. Stop it, right?
Wow.
Lex Luger. I guess they're counting Wolfpack after.
Yeah, well, that was 27.
27 what?
20 good, 7 bad.
You put Luger in bad?
Good.
Yeah, I like Luger a lot. Luger never fit in the Wolfpack to me either. He was not cool enough, but I get it. He's rolling with his boy. I get it.
So I'm cool with it.
Sting looked cool in the Wolfpack. It didn't make sense.
21-7 with a bullet. 21-7 easy.
Yo, this is ridiculous. Disco Inferno. This is when I knew it was time.
Well, you know what I'm going to say. 22-7. Disco was my man. No, all jokes aside. 21-8.
And I don't even know if he became official because he was like the other dude who used to roll with him all the time, Louis Piccoli. Like, he wasn't really in, but
I hate to give him a L because he's not with us anymore. God rest his soul.
David Flair.
Oh, that's a dub. 21-10.
Bret Hart.
22-10.
I don't know how I felt about putting him in. Some of these people, you know what I mean? Like, it story-wise.
Yeah, I hear you, but it's still 22-10.
Jeff Jarrett. Now we're in NWO 2000 territory.
22-11.
You didn't like Jarrett in?
Not much, no.
The NWO platinum guitars.
I mean, it didn't work for me. But I understood. It could have worked if Bret didn't get hurt.
Harris Brothers.
Oh, that's 22. What was I up to? 22-10?
Twin them up, too. Double up that on this.
Oh, that's 22. That's 22-12.
With DX, I thought less was more, Sean.
All right, so here we go. 22-12, I said?
Yeah.
34 members of the New World Order.
Ooh, that's way too many, by the way.
Okay, 34 members of the NWO over the course of 4 years. Out of those 34 members, we enjoyed 22 of them. Now, let's go down the short parameter of DX. HBK thumbs up, Triple H thumbs up, China thumbs up, Road Dogg thumbs up, Billy Gunn thumbs up, X-Pac thumbs up. Okay, all 6 members are cool. But can you give them the nod? You just named 34 people over 4 years, and we agree that 22 of them were freaking awesome.
I think that the NWO has a bigger impact on the business. If I was listing the factions out, NWO is better. I'm saying though, so it depends on how we're talking. If you're like, yo, let's look at it in totality, I'd be like, Sean, went on way too long, should have definitely cut it off. But if we look at like just the beginning, when they were cool, when they were when the flyers were coming down at Nitro, yo, NWO, there was nothing, yo, NWO.
And by the way, it really is 23.
Horseman, NWO.
It really is 23-12 and actually 24-12 because Masahiro Chono joined the NWO.
Muda?
And Great Muda joined the NWO. So to me, it's not even close. But I respect, look, I get it.
The Disciple was booty. Dennis Rodman fit so well in wrestling at that time, Gabe. That is a fact. Kevin Sullivan was a wrestling genius.
Chat, plain and simple. Put it up on the screen. Who is better historically, NWO or D-Generation X? Give it to us.
Jeff Jarrett was a better leader than Hogan was when Starrcade was done. I might be alone in that, but I'm going to stand on it. Woo!
Oh, boy. That's a hot take.
Jarrett and Hogan both found a way to always have a job, though, and they needed it. Black and Silver, baby, the X Factor of WCW. That was rough. Chono joined in June of '98. Yeah, but I think they're going to count him as NWO Japan. You know how they had him over there. They kind of kept him separate, but Entertain's not wrong. Don't forget Hornswoggle and DX.
Yeah, that brings. Oh yeah, that's right. That brings it down.
That brings it down a little bit. Them joke. Wait, no, they super kicked him out. I don't think he was actually a member though.
Actually, Jim Neidhart was a member of DX as well.
No, he got sucked.
He was.
He got beat up right after.
Look, he was DX for a night. I know that.
That's how they wrote him off. Have the Harris brothers ever done anything? They choked up Shawn Michaels against the wall once.
I have a request by our friend Joel. All right, you ready? Here we go. I have a special request by your friend, or our friend Joel. And it goes a little something like this. NWO. Brian Adams
on his way to the ring right now on Thunder.
All right, that's the NWO B team entrance. That was from our guy Joel.
Vincent's gonna fill in for Scott Norton tonight, who has obligations in Japan. So BJ said, "Yo, Joel is crying." He said, "You made my night." Yo, BJ says NWO OG was better than DXOG. The Triple H led with New Age Outlaws and X-Pac. It was close, but I still want to give it to NWO. I think NWO's impact is great because even DX might have been influenced by the NWO at the end of the day. Sean's not wrong about this. Yo.
And Conrad's not wrong either. Look, DX didn't even get a fair shake, in my opinion. You know why? Only reason I'm giving the nod to NWO is because we never got a chance to see what it should have been. It should have been Shawn Michaels healthy with Road Dogg and everybody. Imagine if that team had stayed. Oh my God! Imagine if Shawn had stayed healthy in '98. Oh my God!
Man, but love DX for what they did to Vince. The Jobber theme was great, yo. People love it, Sean.
Thank you.
So let's go to Starrcade real quick.
Yes, sir.
This, I got to shout out Jesse for reminding me of this. Conrad Thompson went off. Have you ever heard this rant against Eric Bischoff?
I certainly have. Dude,
shout out to Conrad Thompson for making sure Eric Bischoff was held accountable. This is a real-time photo from this. I don't know who took these. I apologize if it was you. Credit to you. You can write it in the comments. I'll pin it, whatever. But this was the biggest matchup you could do. For a year, Sting sitting in the rafters, not talking. He wouldn't say a word. He came down. They're going to do the big match. He accepts. Starrcade 97. It's finally going to happen. Sting and Hogan. We're here, Sean. This is the climax of what we've been watching on WCW television.
I mean, and it was so well done going into that night.
They had us. They had the money in their hands. People ordered it. People were excited about this.
Yep.
And we get to it. They get to the building that day. Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan, if rumors are to be believed, Sting's head wasn't in the game.
And a quick pause button. Anybody in their right mind would think that Sting should go over. Everybody in their right mind.
Even back then, we knew, Sting's winning the title tonight.
Exactly.
So here's Sting, right? He shows up. They're like, he's not tan. He's not in the right frame of mind. Whatever that may be. I know that he said he was dealing with something personal. I'm not even going to get into any of that.
Mm-hmm.
The finish is supposed to be Hogan leg drops him. Nick Patrick, who's in the NWO, goes 1, 2, 3 really fast, and Sting kicks out at the last second of the 3, which would have been the 2 count. And there's all this catastrophe. Bret Hart, who's coming off the Montreal screw job, the biggest thing in history, punches Nick Patrick out and says, it's not going to end like this. I'm going to get in the ring and officiate it. He makes sure Sting wins. Boom. Everybody, we go off the air. Every babyface holds Sting up, who's going to join the NWO in 8 months. And they're all in there like, yeah, Sting's the guy, right?
Yo, Conrad, you're terrible.
Yo, I think the Giant was in the ring with them.
He was.
What? And he joined the NWO twice. Yo, 3 times. Yo,
3
don't even get me
times.
started. Idiots. Anyway, they go in here, bro, and they do it. Sting leaves with the title. Nick Patrick didn't fast count, bro. He slow counted it. He said he heard 3 different versions of what was supposed to happen. Sting told him the right version. Hogan and Bischoff were all weird about it. Yeah, brother. Nice and slow on that 3. Nice and slow. Why would you say that? And do you remember the announcers playing it up even the nights after? Like, yeah, it was a fast count. No, it wasn't.
I mean, it was supposed to look. I remember watching that, not live. I didn't watch it live, but I remember watching it. And I said, "What is my reaction? What is Bret Hart talking about? Like, what are they talking about? Like, that was a regular count." I mean, we could easily just put it on Nick Patrick and say he blew it, but I think Nick Patrick got mixed signals. I think somebody got in Nick Patrick's ear because Nick Patrick was a professional. Nick Patrick wasn't going to screw that up. If it was in the script for Nick Patrick to do a fast count, he would have done a fast count.
Can we hit him with the honky tonk man real quick? This is from Conrad Thompson. You fired Honky Tonk Man because he didn't want to do a job for Johnny B. Bad. You fired Jacqueline because she didn't want to do a job for Miss Elizabeth on the biggest night in your professional wrestling history, in your company. The referee screws up the biggest finish of all time and you didn't fire him?
But I think Bischoff, to answer that question, I think Bischoff knows that Patrick probably got mixed signals.
No, Bischoff capped because he said something to Patrick afterwards and let it go. And Conrad Thompson called him out for it. He was like, no, you didn't. And Nick Patrick even said afterwards, no, everything was what it was after. Nobody ever spoke to anybody. This was a setup. I think this was a hit piece, in my opinion, on Sting. And Sting knew it. I don't care what anybody says. And Hogan's contract was already confirmed, Eric Bischoff said. What would he need to do that for? And I'm like, bro, so he can work with the top guy and then get another big contract when it's time later. This is still pro wrestling.
Hint, whatchamacallit, by the way, Scott Hall got screwed out of his title shot because Hogan ended up running it back with Sting in February.
Yep. He never got his match at Super Brawl from World War III because Scott Hall won that. Just insane, bro. I just don't know what to say, man.
You know what I thought of just now?
What?
Triple H is the new age Hulk Hogan.
You're just getting to this?
I know. I'm a little late to the party.
WrestleMania 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the same
Triple
thing.
H is the modern day Hulk. I'm sorry. I'm just jumping on that bandwagon right now. You probably maybe I just didn't pick up. That's exactly what it is. Triple H is Hogan 2.0.
Dude, where's the script? Who's going over, ripping it up in front of them?
Yeah.
And then going to get it changed? Come on, bro. The difference was Hogan had the creative control.
And Triple H was sleeping with the boss's daughter.
No comment on that. Well, no, that's a fact. I mean,
that's a fact. That's not hyperbole. That's a fact.
I know. I was going to leave her out of it.
I'm not going to say anything vulgar about Stephanie McMahon and their relationship, but that's not my business, and I wouldn't disrespect a human being like that.
And he got to be in those rooms because of the same men we were just talking about.
Yeah.
DX, NWO. That's why he was in those rooms.
It's just a fact of life.
Now the face paint the man in the face paint didn't have a tan. Giant kept getting kicked out, and we thought Big Show had a lot of turns.
No, when Big Show, Giant, whatever in '98, I didn't know. I wasn't in on things that much at that time, where I knew that Giant was on his way to WWE. But like when they stood in the middle of the ring on Nitro and said, "All right, Giant, this is your chance to prove yourself. It's going to be you versus Kevin Nash." And the winner of the match is going to be staying in the NWO, and the loser is going to be out of the NWO to see who the real Giant is. Even 10-year-old me was like, the Giant's not winning this match. Are you kidding me?
New world order.
I mean, and like you said, it didn't matter how many cigarettes he smoked, how many pair of sunglasses he put on. If he put on a bandana, if he wore ripped jeans, the Giant was a big goof.
He should have been protected better, I think, though. I think he was led astray in WCW. He was new to the business, and I will
never feel sorry for Giant. I will never feel sorry for Paul White. He won the title like in his first match.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. I think that Hogan was like, then I'm going to beat you, brother, again after. And, he thinks this stuff's okay. You got say, bro. Like, but he doesn't know that then. And I also think Paul White wasn't protected by any promoter well enough. He should have been used sparingly. He should have been like Andre. Like, come in this battle royal and destroy everyone and remind everyone, I'll call you for a title shot.
If I saw Paul White in the street, I would shake his hand. But if he asked me, Paul White just wasn't that good.
I mean, back then, bro, he was doing drop kicks off the top rope. And
I don't care if he was doing drop kicks.
They said he could do a moonsault back then.
I don't care if he could do I don't care if he could do a double pipe swanton from the ceiling. He wasn't entertaining. When The Rock, you know why when The Rock did that promo, you know why that went over so well? Because it's true. And you know why when Rock said, when Big Show comes out, well, it's the Big Slow, and everybody cheered? Because it's true. And you know why? I'm not done. And you know when The Rock came out and said, oh, this guy sucks, I'm going to take a leak. It's because it's true. Big Show came out on national TV the night after his debut and called The Rock a pebble. That was his big comeback. When The Rock hit him with the 1-2 Rudy Poo candy ass, Know Your Road Boulevard, Jabroni Drive, The Rock's Big Show said, Paul White said, you know what would be a good comeback? If I call him a pebble, because a pebble is smaller than a rock. A pebble's a baby rock, Vince. Maybe that's a good way to make him feel small. What a freaking moron.
Bro, anyone who went against The Rock back then was getting cooked on the mic. You cannot Bro, Billy Gunn got ruined by The Rock and Edge in 2 promos. I don't care what anybody says. Bob, my name's Billy. It doesn't matter. Like, forever. I was like, done. Do not put this guy in the main event again. Like, it's done. It's over.
But see, I felt bad for Billy Gunn because Billy Gunn was really good.
He was. He didn't have the mic skills really to compete with that.
And by the way, if you're not in DX anymore, you shouldn't be saying "suck it."
100%.
Like, take it easy.
I just like I said, I have a soft spot for Paul White. Like, I think he could have been treated better. Also, one of my favorite.
Treated better.
No,
could have been treated better. What does that even mean? Jey Uso can't win a world title to save his life, and they gave this big goof a world title in his first match against the biggest star in the business.
But, Sean, what I'm saying is he could have been special. He didn't have to.
He wasn't special?
He could have been more special than he was. Here comes a 7-foot guy. Okay, that's great.
No, that impersonation is the Yeti, not the Giant.
What? It don't matter if it was Reese or any of them. He had something that they didn't, though. He could do stuff. He was athletic. They could have kept him away from all of this, and instead, come here, brother. And they influenced him. He didn't get any of the good stuff.
Are you ready to pull it out? I'm ready to pull it out. I'm ready to pull out the old crystal ball. It's 1994. You're a 7'4", 500-pound giant. And you get a call from Eric Bischoff or Bill Watts or Dusty Rhodes or whoever got the call from. And in that crystal ball, it says, Paul, you are going to be the WCW champion. You are going to be the WWE champion. You are going to be the ECW champion. And you are going to have a 20-year career. Do you sign up for that?
Of course.
Then there's nothing. Paul White has nothing to complain about.
What I'm saying is you could have made more money with him. He could have been more valuable than.
I don't know. Okay, I respect your opinion.
I think so.
I respect your opinion. I don't think you could have.
Can I say this? Out of all those title reigns, which one actually meant the most?
When he beat Triple H in '99.
I don't think so. I don't think that was the one that meant the most. Unless you're like, oh, the WWF title meant the most. I think the Giant title reign meant the most. It might have even been after he beat Flair, but the Dungeon of Doom Giant one meant the most. He was obviously on top. He actually had people that he could have worked with, and they actually valued him. In WWE, Bro, Boss Man is not a suitable person to be challenging you for the time. I was like,
Boss Man was a means to an end, bro.
No, it was a storyline. But the moment I saw Triple H versus Big Show on Raw I'm like, it's over, bro. It's over. He's getting pedigreed tonight. I knew it, but let's not go in there. Right. We'll leave Giant in the past. We'll dedicate Who Killed the Giant when they do that on Vice.
Yeah,
Pro Wrestling says, don't be disrespectful towards Captain Insano. Rock killed everyone. Nah, Conrad, Tony Khan booking Paul White perfectly. Yeah, he's special at least when he comes out. He just doesn't look as good now, but don't use him all the time. Rock and Stone Cold with the best on the mic.
Spitting all over the microphone like a buffoon. What a loser that guy was. The more I think about him, the more he sucks. Speaking of
sucking, here we are. They blew their biggest angle of all time. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know when the wheels fell off for you guys, but me and Sean are going to be back next week to talk about part 2 when it comes to this. It's a sad day, man. That's all I can say.
You know what? Sting deserved better. Wrestling deserved better. Because you got to understand, Sting, that was not his first world title reign, but it would have been his most significant. And it got ruined. It got severely tainted that night on a night that was supposed to probably put WCW into the stratosphere. Now, they did win another 50-something weeks in a row in the ratings. So that wasn't the demise of WCW. That's not what killed WCW, but it certainly didn't help.
100%. One day I may have to ask these guys if it was NWO and WWE or NWO 2000. We may have to have a battle. Who's the worst? Let's go through this other stuff here real quick. Let's talk NXT Battlegrounds. That happened last night, man. Did you see the show, Sean? Did you catch it?
I saw Sexy Red.
Oh, don't get me started.
You know, Sexy Red, look, is she my cup of tea? No, but I love how hip hop is being implemented into the industry right now. HBK, I've said it before. HBK is a brother. You can't tell me any different. HBK is a brother. Anyway, her point of being there really doesn't make any sense, but it's dope. It's hip hop. It's wrestling. I love when they're put together. But to keep it serious, the show was pretty good.
You enjoyed this?
I did. I thought Battleground was not a bad show, with the exception of Gallows and Anderson.
I did not really enjoy this show.
Really?
Fully. Not fully. I think the problem is NXT is such at a high level to me that I think of Black and Gold. I was looking at everything else. I'm like, where does this rank? And I'm like, it's on the lower half of NXT shows.
Oh, well, yeah, you can't compare it to Black and Gold. Black and Gold is the standard. And also, we talked last night, I'm disgusted with the ending of the Jordan Grace versus Perez match.
I thought they missed out on a big opportunity. Let's go through this real quick. Kalani Jordan is the new NXT North American Women's Champion, first crown ever for it. I thought she deserved it. I picked Parker to win, but good for Kalani Jordan.
I'm not mad. She is a talented professional wrestler. I must be honest with you. I have a little bit of reservation about her for a long-term champion. But let's see how it plays out. She won. I have no problem with her winning. I have no problem with anybody in that group winning. Even if Mi Chin, as an alumnus coming back to NXT winning wouldn't have bothered me.
I'm just gonna follow this poster and just try to jump up to these matches. The triple threat match, Oba Femi, that dude's gonna be a problem. I think once they get their hands on him on the main roster, he's really, really good. Wes Lee, I thought he did tremendous, and Joe Coffey. I thought they had a good triple threat. That was probably my favorite match of the night.
When I saw Oba Femi, I saw and this is no knock to Mark Henry. Mark Henry's a phenomenal athlete, but just imagine an even more in shape Mark Henry.
Yeah, Oba Femi.
I mean, dude is a monster.
He's just something else. And I'm gonna say this on behalf of the black folks for the podcast. This is a good representation of someone.
Yes.
Like, he is no nonsense. He is serious, and he is going to powerbomb you. Like,
he's not dancing around. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's refreshing to see a different character like that for NXT.
Well said. Well said.
Lola Vice and Shayna Baszler, they had like it was an underground match. I thought maybe they should have busted out like an MMA cage if they were going to do this style of fight, or maybe shoot it, shoot fight. Like, I don't know. This was kind of weird to me, parts of it.
Terrible. I hate when WWE does this. I hated it, Riddle versus whoever. I hate it. And hate is a very strong word. MMA is a serious sport. MMA is a sport for killers, figuratively, of course. You cannot, we're all adults here, right? You cannot stage an MMA fight. It comes across super fugazi. I am not satisfied. You could tell they were pulling their punches. You can tell they were coming up short on kicks. It was not entertaining. It was very contrived. I did not like it at all.
I didn't like the finish either, where like the ref jumped in and she was covering herself. So
yeah. If it was real MMA, the fight would have continued.
Yeah. They were better off going for a tap out or something. I don't know. That didn't come off too well.
And by the way, after that major breakdown of that match and my major discontent with Grace versus Perez, you guys might be saying, didn't you say you liked the show? Well, the ladder match was awesome. The triple threat was awesome. Now we have Vice, and Baszler, which I did not like, and we'll get down to the rest of the card.
Well, I'm sure that your next match is the other one, the tag match here with the Good Brothers versus Axiom and Nathan Frazier.
Yes. I mean, at this point, I just think they're trying to figure out what to do with the OC. I think the OC, this will be their last contract in WWE. When it expires, I don't know. The team that was supposed to win won. Gallows and Anderson, I have so much respect for them, but their best days are far behind them.
They've been cruising for a long time, and I think their final best years were wasted. Just going in between companies, and maybe it was that Impact will be their last like great run where people are like, "What did they do?"
Yes, sir.
But it's a wrap, Rizzy. Axiom and Nathan Frazier are amazing. I don't know what else to say about them. They're impressive. I'll leave it at that. Perez
and a nice way to get them a win on pay-per-view.
Yeah. Wow, you can feature your tag team champions on the PLE.
Interesting.
Right? Roxanne Perez and Jordan Grace here. I'm sad that they didn't have. I would have pulled the trigger and gave it to Jordan Grace. I think I told you that. I told everybody that in private. Like, Jordan Grace would have won the title if it was up to me.
The match was outstanding, which is why the ending was so disappointing. First of all, you got Essence of Emerald or whatever her name is coming out there. That's not even her name. I know it's
Ash by Elegance.
Yeah, Essence.
It's Dana. Oh, we have to reference her new name.
Yeah, it's just pathetic. I mean, the match between Perez and Grace was great. The obvious choice, chat, let me know what you think. The obvious choice, if WWE, here's the key, Conrad. If WWE is truly trying to help TNA and do what's best for pro wrestling, if that is the motive, then it's obvious that Perez loses in NXT, goes to TNA, and wins it back. That is what would be best for the industry. That, my friends, is a good idea. But you know what that means. Perez wins.
Perez gets the win. That's what it is.
Oh, by the way, just a quick footnote, Conrad. All right, WWE. What we're going to do now is we're going to say that our champion in our developmental, NXT's developmental in 2024, we have our developmental champion beat your world champion. But we're trying to help TNA, right? Give me a break. WWE makes me sick. They are so damn selfish, Conrad. From the bottom of my heart, bro. This is not me being like kayfabe or having a fun time being a heel. This is from the bottom. WWE is so freaking selfish. You're telling me you can't have Jordan Grace go over one time and then have Perez win it back? You're telling me it wasn't, like I said to you in conversations we've had off the air, this wasn't where Jordan Grace went up against Bianca Belair or went up against Rhea Ripley and fell short. This is a shot. I don't care what NXT or WWE is trying to put out there. We're trying to collaborate with other organizations. You just had your developmental champion beat TNA's world champion. What message is that sending?
I saw people complaining that AEW didn't help out TNA. I'm just pointing this out. Kenny Omega got you your biggest ratings draw on your television show the next week because he was on your programming.
WWE is selfish, Conrad.
I know, but remember how people dogged AEW? They're just using TNA. What are you getting from this? What did you get from this?
Nothing, in my opinion.
It was a good appearance for Jordynne Grace. They want her. The moment that contract's up, they're snatching her. You should be saying, I will give you her for money. I would be like, pay the rest of her contract out, give her the money, and then you can make an offer to her. And we want the money, and we'll let her out the deal. You got to be able to do something like that because it's just crazy. And then Trick Williams, Ethan Page, what did you think of that match? I saw some mixed reactions to this.
It could have been better, but I think it was okay. It could have been better. I give this whole pay-per-view a B-.
Okay, I went C+ for it. Like, if you ask me, this might be, I think I ranked it in, like, this might be the second worst NXT, like, PLE for me. But I just didn't enjoy it too much, and I saw people complaining about Trick Williams. I mean, listen, Trick Williams is pretty new at this still, so I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he was supposed to face Noam Dar, and then this Ethan Page thing got sprung on him. Yeah. Ethan Page is brand new to the system. His first match is the main event of a pay-per-view. Okay. I mean, if you feel that strong about him, I don't know how long you plan on having him down here, but he took the L. And I'm just looking at this program, man, and I don't know, Sean. Like, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing?
Man. It's selfish. It makes no sense. It's one of those things you just look back and say, Battleground was kind of like a cluster. I think that they had good in-ring talent and good in-ring action, which is why it got bumped up a little bit for me. But the main event was like, okay. Perez and Jordynne Grace, as far as from bell to bell, was amazing. It's just the ending was terrible. And the ladder match was awesome. And I like the triple threat for the North American title as well.
And as you said, TNA is going to have Against All Odds. It's going to be on Triller TV Friday, June 14th, if you guys are interested in ordering it. I don't understand why they have Jordynne Grace is doing an open challenge on that show. Anybody could have jumped in there and did this then. What are we doing?
Yeah, why wouldn't Jordynne Grace be champion of the NXT at that? I mean, I wouldn't even have been mad if Perez won it back. What is this, 5 days, 6 days later?
Yeah.
It would have been 6. She could have won it right back. I mean, that's collaboration. That's what collaboration should be all about.
Dude, but you could have done that. I don't know. That's just me, man. I would have gave them something for this because now what are they going to send? Tatum Paxley over there and she's going to beat her? Like, if she beats her for that title, what are we doing?
That Will Gamble says Roxanne Perez accepts the challenge and loses at Against All Odds. That would have made sense if she had lost at NXT. I think it should have been Perez loses at NXT. Jordynne Grace does her open challenge. Perez wins it back at Against All Odds.
For the short term, if it's for TV purposes, even if I could have done it, I would have had Grace win. Grace, then you said Tatum Paxley to go challenge. She beats Tatum Paxley, so she gets a defense in, holds it for a TV round. Roxanne Perez shows up on TV and then challenges her like she wreaks havoc all night with some NXT people. Boom, she wins the belt back.
Exactly.
Done. That's simple. It doesn't have to be all convoluted and complicated, but that's just me talking. For this show, once again, here's the matches that are lined up for it real quick. TNA Championship, Moose is going to defend against Matt Hardy. This is in Chicago. Jordynne Grace is going to defend in an open challenge like I had mentioned before. The System are defending their tag titles against Nick Nemeth, basically. I don't care. I'm sorry. I had to say that. Ali, who has probably been one of their... I'm not a fan of Ryan Nemeth. He talked mess to Punk, and then when Punk approached him, he was like, I didn't say that. I didn't say anything. Now Punk's gone. Oh, the softest man alive. Softest. You didn't say it to his face, so you're a chump, bro. Done with you.
Worse than a chump, actually. Worse than a chump.
Yeah, I would say something worse, but we're on air and being respectful. Ali, Trent Seven. Ali's been great, I think, with this new gimmick, the presidential role, the politician. I like it. It's going to be good. Mike Santana and Steve Macklin are going to team up against the Rascals. Wouldn't surprise me if the Rascals maybe help Wes Lee real quick. He's been getting jumped by Gallus.
Agreed.
Josh Alexander and Eric Young are teaming up against ABC. Couldn't this have been a great spot for your boy? Ethan Page. The North reunites to go against ABC. But what kind of deal or partnership are we talking here? I don't know. And Sami Callihan versus Jonathan Gresham, who is doing his new gimmick here with the octopus mask and the tights. So if you guys want to order it Friday, it's going to be on Triller, TNA Plus, Friday, June 14th, excuse me. Also, want to put this out there. Don't say I don't ever promote TNA. TNA has some shows coming up, possibly in your local area. They announced their total nonstop summer tour. Yeah, so we got that coming up. If any of these dates interest you, Chicago, Illinois, June 14th and 15th. Philadelphia, PA at the old ECW Arena, June 28th to the 29th. Montreal, Quebec, Canada. It's going to be July 20th through 21st. Tampa, Florida at Florida State Fairgrounds, August 2nd and 3rd. Louisville are going to have them August 30th to 31st. And Cleveland, Ohio, September 13th and 14th.
By the way, Nick Nemeth and Dolph Ziggler, we all know that Giannis Antetokounmpo's brother plays for the Bucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
Hey, things happen. Trick Williams doesn't have credible threats, someone just said. At least AEW brought more eyes to TNA. I'm telling you.
WWE doesn't care, bro. WWE doesn't care.
WWE gave TNA the rub. We gave you a free promotion that showcased your champ in a good way. But if they had all those dates, why didn't they promote the shows on their show? Check out TNA when you guys get a chance.
If WWE wanted to do the right thing, Jordan Grace would be challenging Bayley at Clash of the Castle on Saturday. If this was a real collaboration, that's what will be happening. Not having her go to face the developmental champion and lose in a basement.
Montreal TNA Slammiversary is the Montreal show. Did not know that. I didn't know Dolph was doing charity work. Wow.
See, Guy Will Gamble knows basketball. See, Thaddeus
Nemeth.
I like that. Good job, Guy Will Gamble. Good job.
Joe Hendry would be at Clash at the Castle. We'll see. I see a lot of people talking. I hope that they continue the partnership, and I want me and Sean to be proven wrong on this, that they're going to let them do more. I've got a smidge of hope, so I'm going to keep it there. By the way, TNA Bound for Glory may be heading to London this year, some believe. This is from Wrestling Covers. London will be announced 6/20 and will originate from the topmost visited cities in the world for the first pay-per-view TNA has ever held in this city. We'll see.
Good move if it happens. International seems like the way to go lately.
Yeah, they've had a good run in there. Really quickly, let's go through the Dominion show. Did you check out New Japan Dominion?
No, I was kind of dealing with some stuff. So,
right. Well, let's do that. New Japan's trying to go through these new things. They brought up that 10-point system. I don't know how you're feeling about this, Sean.
Hashtag what 10-point system?
Well, this is real. This okay. is like business stuff with with Tanahashi. He basically said, like, this is our plan moving forward. Like, it was like consolidate the titles in the next year. Okay. Let's do this. Let's find some younger guys to work with. So I don't know what this means for the Never Openweight Championship. This match we got a draw. I found out another rumor that I don't have a graphic for, but we can talk about it here in a second. Mikey Nichols and Shane Haste, the Mighty Don't Kneel. You might remember them from NXT. Got a short run in there, then they forgot about them. They became the IWGP Tag Champs in a 4-way elimination match, beating some of the best teams right now in New Japan, and Chase Owens and Kenta. And Hikuleo supposedly is gone, Sean. And you know what that's got people thinking? If his brother's left, he might be on his way to
potential open door here.
Yep. Oh, bloodline time. Let's go. John Moxley retained his championship over Evil in a lumberjack death match. I don't know what this was.
And a challenge was made.
Yes, Naito will be challenging him at Forbidden Door. I saw a lot of people crying about this already, but New Japan controls what they do with their titles. Let it rock. I'm okay with this. I don't know if it's a big deal to you or if you're like...
No, it's not a big deal, but I understand.
And the main event was actually Best of the Super Juniors 31. It was El Desperado versus Ishimori, Bone Soldier.
I like how these two guys were featured in the main event, though.
Yes, it was cool, and Despy gets the win.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so. I think he has a little momentum going.
Yeah. I hope New Japan's able to continue. I'm not going to go through all the matches. There were more matches than that, but
I think New Japan, like you've mentioned before, is having a little bit of a problem because they're losing a lot of their guys. So it's like kind of like they're trying to push some things together.
Yeah, and I know me and Sean are speed rounding through this. We're still going to do a preview for Clash. I promise you, Clash at the Castle. Real quick though, contract talks. We're going to jump into this.
I hope Ricochet.
Whoa! You're jumping the gun.
Oh.
Let's start with Pentagon.
I got a little excited there. Sorry.
Pentagon. Rumor is that he's coming up. Sean, I wanted to ask you. Chad, I wanted to ask you, if you are Pentagon's agent, what do you tell him?
Resign with AEW.
Why so?
Because if he doesn't, he'll join the LWO or be on NXT.
Pentagon is 39. This is peak years here.
If he wants to tag with Carlito on Velocity, sign with WWE.
Wow.
I said what I said, bro. Like, what is Velocity in 2024? The main event. If you want to tag with Carlito on the main event, meaning not the main event, meaning the show main event, then sign with WWE.
Don't even joke about this, man.
Yeah, he's renamed Stop Sign.
He said he'll get renamed Octagon.
Yeah, he'll rename Stop Sign because his career will be over. Just stay where you're at, bro. At least you get featured on TV from time to time. You want to go and you want to tag up with El Torito, then do what you have to do.
That young man is not in the game right now in WWE. You have to stop that.
He'd be a fool to sign with WWE, Conrad. A complete fool.
Shout out to my guy Swaggle and El Torito wherever they are. Just trying to keep relations good here. I don't know if he will. His brother's got to play a factor in it too, right?
Of course, family's going to talk, just like family's going to talk in another contract situation.
Right. Joel said he thinks Penta will be good in TNA or NXT. I don't see him going back at NXT. Yo, James. First, I would go to Mike. Mike said, I miss the Young Dragons. They were a good team in WCW. I like them. WCW, I know as bad as people make it sound, I'm sure me and Sean have our little things that we did enjoy about it a little bit.
Yeah, a little.
He said Penta wants a shot at that speed title. Oh,
James is right. James is right. He's being sarcastic, but he's 100% right. If you sign with WWE, you're going to be wrestling on Twitter.
He said he's going to be La Parka. Stop this now. Stop this.
He'd be a fool to sign with WWE. He'll be the 17th member of the LWO, or he'll be wrestling on Speed or wrestling on Twitter.
As Rey Mysterio looks around saying, who could I have as a tag partner? You have a whole group.
Exactly.
You have a whole group right here. Dave, are you busy? I need you. Bro.
Oh my God, that was so terrible. There. Like, he's like, who can I team with in WrestleMania? Oh. There's like 8 guys in the room.
Arn Anderson told me to go get Andrade. And I'm like, what is this, bro? McKinney says New Japan is like WWE. After all the golden era guys left for WCW, they're building from the ground floor, so it should be fun to watch them grow. Yes, it is. I was also there though for the rough eras of New Japan, sir. Sometimes it's a bumpy ride. So
yeah, there's some roadblocks on that road.
Man, Quills agrees. Penta's going right to the LWO if he gets to WWE.
Quilly, I'm saying, bro.
They're going to say you got one of those outfits that matches. Pentagon goes to WWE as the teacher who teaches you about shapes. Please stop. La Penta instead of La Parka. Oh, my. Oh.
And the newest member of the LWO.
That theme is Giant Fire, though, a little bit, though, when I hear Penta will turn on Ray, who hasn't turned on him yet.
By the way, that is the word, by the way. I
agree, Sean. Mike says, and McKinney says, Penta stays in AEW. It's best for him, so he can continue doing AAA and indie shows for the money.
Unless he wants a speed title, like Jane was saying.
Speaking of the speed
we're going to give you the main event spot on Twitter. Speaking of main event spots on Twitter.
Go ahead, cover it, Sean.
According to PWI, Ricochet has given notice that he intends to leave WWE after his contract expires this summer. We are working to confirm this story. There's only one thing I have to say about the possibility of Ricochet deciding to leave the #1 professional wrestling company in the world, and that is this. The way they treated that man has been nothing short of disgraceful. And I hope Samantha Irvin goes with him, but she'll sell out and stay.
Never say never, bro.
She's the hottest thing. And I take the sellout thing back. I'm being facetious, but she's not going to leave. She's the hottest thing. She's hotter than fish grease right now.
She is crushing as an announcer. But so I heard a theory earlier from another podcaster.
Get it out of Nino. Beat it out of Nino.
Not a big fan of this other podcast, Sean, but I was listening to a theory about Ricochet as I was doing my research for it. Came across a clip, and I heard them say that this is all because of Gomez, BKM, and this is the reason why. And I said, I don't think that's fair. And I think me and you, and I want people in this chat to start telling people, my boys Conrad and Sean have been calling it out for 93 episodes.
Yes, sir.
Triple H is not doing that good of a job. He started when we started this podcast. So we can always call back to that. You've had 93 weeks to get Ricochet ready. They did that much damage to him that you couldn't repair him. You couldn't give him nothing.
Except Jake Paul.
Logan Paul.
See, I don't know what the name is.
Just,
Shit it out of Reno.
You're not going to act like this man Bronnered himself. Like, you're not going to act like this dude. Yeah, I went there. You're not going to act like this guy was given all these opportunities.
You say I'm a bad guy for making fun of the LWO theme, and then you make fun of Adrian Broner who just got his teeth knocked out? That's not nice.
Going back to what I was saying, I'm standing on business right now with this. It's not Ricochet's fault. It is your booking's fault why this dude's leaving. Ricochet should have been showcased more special.
Yes,
once again, I'm going to go with this again. And, he's been given Intercontinental titles. The titles don't mean as much is what I'm trying to tell people. Yes, he was the last guy before Gunther went on his long title reign. I guess that means a lot when you're like, who did Gunther take it from? Oh, yeah, Ricochet. Nobody remembers that SmackDown. No one remembers that showing. Whatever. You didn't do enough with him. This guy's amazing. And I found it funny that, like, Will Ospreay and all them were calling for him. They're, like, calling him out. Even Swerve said something about him, like, all right, you come here, I'm going to bring it. So...
Can I say something that's going to really be upsetting?
Go ahead.
And this is I respect Ricochet. I think he's a tremendous athlete, and I think he deserves better. I want to preface what I'm saying by saying that so you know that I'm not trying to upset him or be disrespectful. In 2024, Ricochet is simply known as Samantha Irvin's boyfriend.
That's sad.
And I am not being funny. I am being very serious, and it's a shame. I say that with the utmost respect. He deserves way better, but correct me if I'm wrong. In 2024, he is known as Samantha Irvin's boyfriend.
Should be showcased better, man. That's what I'm going to stand on and keep saying that. Let me go to the comments here. Matt says Pentagon goes to NXT to become the newest Forex exchange student to chase you. Done. Ricochet. You saw when Okada was a free agent, they had him and Chase U too with the stupid sweater on doing his motion. Ricochet leaving WWE. It's about dang time, Quill says. He says he likes the Mighty Don't Kneel's theme in WWE. Ricochet.
I don't know why people are so hesitant to say the words, Conrad.
What
even
words?
you. WWE sucks.
Well, I don't want to come on here and bash them all the time because what was Triple H dealt a great hand? No, but Triple H, if he's as good as everyone says that he is, he should be able to fix this. This is fixable. But I think what happened was, Sean, His NXT people, the priorities changed. The priority is Braun Breaker right now, not Ricochet. You can see it. It's just how it's being presented.
100%.
Do you really have anything for him? No, this feels like Adam Copeland all over again. I'd love to keep you, but I'm not going to push you. I don't have anything for you. So let me see here. E says, so AEW getting accused of pillaging New Japan, yet mostly only took dead weight and stale wrestlers. WWE looks like it's raiding a lot of nude stables. Yeah. If you're not putting your world title on Ricochet, why should he leave? McKinney says, once you get your Ospreay match, what other high flying you want? Then what? He'll be right in the same spot. Be serious.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I hear you.
But if he's in AEW, he could go to New Japan. Yep. He could go do an indie show. He could go work with somebody he could go to TNA. Triple H booking, I've been saying it. Penta, oh yeah, I did see him on AEW. Yeah, I'm not even repeating that. It's rough. It's rough out here.
It is rough out here. It's hard out here for Penta.
People are putting up the stop signs now for Penta. This has to stop, folks. And no pun intended. This
has to stop. Ricochet's
one of the best high flyers. He said, "Nah, fam."
Real talk, Penta would be dumb to sign with WWE. Y'all think I'm joking, bro? It's either three things. He's either gonna be joining the LWO, he's gonna be wrestling on Speed on Twitter, or he's going to NXT in a subservient role. There's only three choices. He's not gonna. What would be unless they give him $10 million a year, which they're not gonna do? Like, why would you leave?
Here's the thing, Sean. I'm about to bring up something I had heard recently too. In WWE, right? Is Brock Lesnar a great talker in his overall career? I know people like.
No, he's not he had one good line. Bobby who? No, he's not a good talker.
What did they do to fix that?
Paul Heyman.
I don't agree with this. Some people say Bret Hart wasn't a good talker. I think Bret Hart was serviceable. I put him and Shawn as serviceable. Like, they could do what they were.
Bret Hart was okay.
But would you not put the world title on him because he couldn't talk? I feel like that's what a lot of people say now, though. Oh, he can't talk. No world title. No world title. Why?
You could have somebody talk for you.
Why couldn't Ricochet? He's a once in a lifetime. I've never seen someone be able to do what he could do, and as flawless as he does it.
The fact that he is being underutilized with that kind of athletic ability is a crime.
You can't call this dude up for Money in the Bank every year.
I would turn him heel, honestly. It would be great.
That's where I thought they were going with the Ilya stuff. Like, we're going to turn him heel. Okay, let's see what he can do. But you can't call this dude up for Money in the Bank every year, Sean, like you did Matt Sydal.
They're using him. They're using him.
They're like, go break your body for us in this one match. Appreciate it.
Yep. You're not going to win, though. Don't think you're going to win.
Yeah. We're going to have somebody come out who's not in the match, Brock Lesnar, and just take the briefcase. And he's not taking any bumps. Let me see here. I'm just waiting for McKinney said, nah, fam, cap on some of it, but I don't know. I was waiting to see what it was on. And we know Ricochet's gone by this. And Andrade was not happy either. You think Andrade made a mistake now, looking back at it, Sean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Conrad. He's the Speed champion.
Yeah.
He's the Twitter champion.
3-minute matches.
He left AEW for this crap? Please.
Like, maybe it was for Charlotte. That's the only thing I could think of that could justify it in his head. But sometimes you make your bed, you got to lay in it. And I think some people just don't agree with the spots they're in. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. Let's get to Chad Gable real quick. It sounds like Chad Gable has possibly re-signed a deal, or they're coming close to terms on a new deal.
Well deserved. He's turned a corner for me.
Yeah. I just hope that this doesn't turn into where we were back in January, 5 months ago. Wasn't that long ago? Why are they losing on TV every week? So I hope this develops into something. And how do you think Sami Zayn feels going into this? Remember what we said about him? Everybody was like, oh, he should be more appreciative of what Triple H is doing for him. He's like, nah.
Deuces. By the way, it's just me, Oos.
Main event, day one-ish. Where can you get that?
At Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, hwweekly.com.
There you go. Check it out. They had Logan Paul clown Ricochet in front of his face with no payback. Yeah, that's sad. Ricochet being just Samantha. He didn't agree with that. You said that Ricochet. Yeah,
in 2024. Okay.
I'm trying to think of the last time he had a match.
Relevant, exactly.
It's been Logan Paul.
And by the way, they had at one point they had Samantha kiss him to wake him up. Come on, bro. Come on. That's corny. Samantha kissed him and he rejuvenated himself and he got all back into the match with Braun Strowman. What? Come on, bro.
Peace. The chaperone. Sami Zayn should be in the World Championship picture. I agree with that.
Oh, God.
Heyman did try to do something with Ricochet. He got cut off as soon as Vince was like, give me the book back. You're done. I'm tired of this. Like Tony memed on Twitter, I don't look so bad now, right? Yeah, that's why Tony did say that about some of it when people were complaining about Andrade's booking. We'll get there. Clash at the Castle. I'm just trying to see if I have.
I'm sorry, what?
Clash at the Castle.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
I apologize.
What at the what?
Clash at the Castle. We're here, baby. We're here. We're doing. I don't know. How do you feel about this, Sean? We're going into this show. We got some impressive lineups happening here.
Impressive lineups. It's the Scottish Warrior pay-per-view.
And nothing wrong with that, folks.
I'm not saying I have no problem with Scottish people. I'm just trying to say booking is very weak. It's a pay-per-view in Scotland. Let's put all Scottish people on the pay-per-view. Awesome.
Let it rock, sir. Let it rock. So, what do you think of this this women's?
Oh, Belair and Jade win. Nobody cares.
Oh, he's so serious, folks. He's so serious about this. Let's move on to the next match. How do you feel about
Bayley wins? Nobody cares.
We don't know if these are facts yet either.
Bayley wins. Nobody cares.
Let's get into the Intercontinental Championship. Oh, by the way, hold on. Let me get my predictions.
I care about this.
I'm copying that. I'm going to copy this one as well. And then we'll get to the Intercontinental Championship match here.
All right. Here's something that actually could be entertaining. Conrad, you go first.
I think they have to give this championship to Chad. Like, I hope that's part of what his negotiations were. I don't see why, but I also think that you could get the big Otis thing out of the way. Like, you could get the payoff for it after this or for it. Something different would be Otis turns and accepts what Gable's been saying. You're right.
I don't think it goes that way. You're right. It would be pretty cool, but I don't.
I just said it would be different.
Yeah, it would be different. I think Chad actually loses because of Otis. I think they pulled a string about Otis coming and seeing the light at this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I think so.
Let me see here. I see people talk about Shorty G in the chat. Please don't remind me of that stuff. I'm like I said, I'm gonna stick with Chad Gable winning this. Where does Sammy go after this, though?
Hopefully home. No, Sammy. I don't know, dude. Like, him being Intercontinental Champion always didn't really sit well with me, so I don't know what happens from there.
Well, you were the lone wolf on that too. You were like, "Nah, I'm not feeling this." But
I'm not.
Apparently, Sammy wasn't either. He was like, "All right," you know what I mean?
He's a great athlete. I respect him. I think he loses the Clash, and I think he goes back to being a mid-carder again until he joins up with the Usos and Roman. Hopefully, world champion Jey Uso.
I'm just looking at comments real quick.
Or Mr. Money in the Bank, Jey Uso.
McKinney says that was Christmas Fair and Ricochet was just winning against Ivar and beat JD McFunko this year. Then Braun showed up. But what does that mean, though? Against those guys, you know what I mean?
It doesn't mean much.
Tag champs win. I wish you could feature the other tag titles on these shows.
What? Come on now.
Let me see here. We got Chad wins. Hub wasn't alone on Sammy getting the IC title. Oh, my bad. My bad, guy. Will Gamble. Apologies.
Thank you very much.
I just meant from the panel that was talking on the show.
I appreciate it, Guy Will Gamble. Thank you, brother.
I think we need new women's tag champs just for the shock of the Scots winning the gold. I don't know if they do that. Bailey, Sammy should have won the World Heavyweight Championship, people are saying. That's what I thought they were going for.
Nobody cares.
I will second that as well.
This pay-per-view is... Oh, my God.
Listen, sir, if you don't pay your $300 to sit in the cheap seats, I don't want to hear from you, bud. That's what's going to be happening right after the press conference.
Look at the pay-per-view, bro. Look at this pay-per-view. Look at this card.
They're PLE, sir. You saw Bully Ray get mad about that when he got corrected by Swerve. Oh, thanks a lot, man. He wanted to be mad, but he knew he shouldn't have got mad because Swerve was like, "That's WWE vernacular. AEW, we have pay-per-views." But seriously,
this is terrible, bro. There's only one intriguing match on the entire show. There's only one. No.
This is the only match we have left to talk about. I'm saying.
Okay, let's go. I guess you're right. Okay.
Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre.
I actually think Drew loses because of CM Punk.
Not again.
No.
They could do that again.
That could make the pay-per-view worth watching because I think we're going to get a CM Punk appearance.
If Drew loses it here, what's the end game for Priest?
To lose it to Jey Uso at when Jey Uso wins
now,
money.
You know better than that. We are getting very close to what Jey Uso's story is. The more time that passes, I just don't see him getting a single championship.
Well, he's already in Money in the Bank, unless the new member of the Bloodline costs him the ladder match.
Yeah, to me that would be your only hope is that he gets that briefcase, and even then, sign relief yet. But that's what
I do think Drew loses because of CM Punk, and I think
I'm going to take the opposite. I'm going to say Drew wins.
Oh wow! Okay.
I think they somehow find a way to let Drew win. Maybe Judgment Day turns. I don't know. They've been having a little.
Well, I thought the Judgment Day. The reason why I'm not confident that Jey Uso was going to win Money in the Bank is I thought it was because Finn Balor was going to win Money in the Bank.
Right. It could be. It could be. Like I said, if Jey Uso doesn't get it by the time they start doing this new bloodline feud, Jay's going to be reunited with his partner, and it's over. Sadly. Cody wins. By the way, they're breaking up the SmackDown Tag Champs. You notice that? That's why I advocated for that not to happen where they de-unified the belts. Just saying. No, me and Sean taking victory laps today. I'm sorry. Hopefully Chad wins. Guy Will Gamble said this PLE looks buns.
It does, bro. This is terrible stuff, man.
Bully said he wasn't bugged. Yes, he was. He was tight. Drew wins, and Gunther ends him. So you're thinking Gunther gets it because
Gunther will be world champion at SummerSlam. You can book that right now.
So you're saying he's beating
Done deal. Gunther,
you know what?
I'm predicting right now. Gunther will be world champion at SummerSlam.
I'm taking this back. I think Punk and Drew don't need the title. They really don't to do their feud.
Why
I'm switching. I'm changing my tune right now. I'm taking Damian Priest to win. It makes more sense that way. It makes more sense.
Do you think I just spit stuff just to? There's only one thing I talk about irrationally, and that's Jey Uso. Everything else, I'm very rational.
Yes, this looks like poop on paper. Jeez Louise.
It does, man. It does. This pay-per-view is hot. Thank God. TrillerTV.com. Go and order. I think it's available. Talk for me for 5 seconds so I can make sure.
Right. They could order TNA. They could order AAA. They could order.
One second. I just want to make sure one thing before I say it out loud because I don't want to screw it up. Because if I screw it up, I don't want to be called out for screwing something up. And I would have screwed it up, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. But thank God for TNA on Friday night. Go to Triller.tv or Triller TV and order that pay-per-view. Because that pay-per-view, they're going to have matches where you don't know who's going to win. From the time they get announced.
It's
You know what happened when AJ Styles hit Cody Rhodes with that clothesline on SmackDown 2 weeks ago?
Something phenomenal.
Shut up. What happened was, as soon as AJ Styles' forearm and bicep hit Cody Rhodes' face, it was Clash at the Castle, AJ versus Cody. Cody wins. Right then.
They could have announced AJ and the OC versus Cody for the championship. Whoever gets the pin wins. Cody Rhodes is winning this match.
Right then.
Bro.
Right then. Do you know what happened when Piper Niven did the splash on Bayley and attacked her out of nowhere? Right when she leapt into the air 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, Bayley it was winning. Piper Niven versus Bayley, Clash at the Castle, Bayley wins. Immediately, right on the spot, as soon as it happened. The pay-per-view doesn't even have to happen now. We know what's going to. Do you know what happened when I saw Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark?
Oh, goodness.
Attack Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair retain the titles. This pay-per-view has been over since it got announced. When Triple H said, we're going to Glass Cow, pay-per-view was over. Let's go straight to the press conference afterwards, where we see Bayley with the title, that stupid thing where she's putting the title on the podium, and she says, I'm so happy that I got through Piper Niven. Piper Niven was such a hard challenger. Piper Niven is barely on television. All of a sudden, Chelsea Green has in-ring promos? What the hell's going on here?
SmackDown's weak, bro. Listen, when Cody was in the parking lot, the OC came out, bro. I wanted Cody to be like, who are you? Who are you? Are you on TV? I'm not worried about you. Who cares about Anderson and Gallows fighting them? When's the last time you wrestled on SmackDown, bro? Like, what?
You know what? I'm not done. I need 5 more minutes, damn it, because I'm pissed. I need 5 more minutes. I'm going to pull this up.
Clash looks like a Raw B. People will defend this until the cows come home. Get your line milk.
No, let's get this out the way right now. Clash at the Castle. We're going to go down the perimeter of this card one more time. There are 5 matches announced for this card. 2 are matches that could go either way. 2 out of the 5. 2. We're not 100% sure about Sami Zayn versus Gable. We're not 100% sure about Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. Everything else, Bianca and Jade Cargill will remain the women's tag team champions. Cody Rhodes will remain the undisputed WWE champion. Bayley will remain the WWE women's champion. It's over. Shut it down. Turn off the lights.
Man, McKinney and E are like, yo, it feels like listening to 2 people on 2 opposite sides go. This card may look like buns, but each match will get time to breathe and give fans the roller coaster ride of emotions instead of a 5-hour nod fest of matches.
A roller coaster? What's a roller coaster is not a roller coaster if you go in a straight line. We all know the end result. Is Piper Niven, you know what, let me say it out loud for the people in the back. Piper Niven, the new WWE Women's Champion. Don't worry, I'll wait. Okay, how about this? AJ Styles defeats Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship.
Looking forward to the rematch at Money in the Bank. They can run it back. I mean,
like, give me a break. Give me a break. It's pathetic how predictable this card is. This is pathetic. Let me tell you something. I've said it before. I'll say until everyone comes to the realization. Let me say something. I'm going to go down the line right here. You want to see me get crazy? Let's get freaking crazy, okay? McKinney, Mleezy, Sir Quills. Conrad, I'll throw you in there. Guy Will Gamble. Mleezy for Sheezy. James, Jesse. Who else? Easy. Who else is in here tonight? All these wonderful people. Mike Feezy's in here. Oh, everybody's
Jocelyn,
in here.
Deanna.
Jocelyn's in here. Deanna's in here. All these wonderful people are in here. WWE does not care about you. Conrad, look at me, Conrad. WWE doesn't care about you.
Bro, I saw Shinsuke Nakamura's 1-39. I've known for a long time.
WWE doesn't care about you, M. Leezy. WWE doesn't care about you, Guy Will Gamble. They don't care about you. They don't care about what you think. They don't care about what you want. They don't care that you have a thriving partnership and subscription to Peacock. You know what you should watch on Peacock?
SVU.
You should watch SVU. You should watch Chicago PD, Chicago Fire. You should watch other things on the Peacock. Because
I'm Stabler. This is my partner, Benson. We're here to investigate what's going on.
Because when you tune your little television sets to Clash of the Castle on Saturday afternoon, when you have your little coffee and your little croissant or whatever jazzy brunch item you might have in front of you, you're going to watch. And you're going to see...
A croissant is crazy while watching this show.
Yes. You're going to see... If you want to have a little Irish coffee, whatever floats your boat, okay? WWE does not care about you. Jey Uso, not only the #1 selling shirt last week, Conrad, didn't know this, did you? Not only the #1 selling shirt last week, the #1 and 2 selling shirts last week. Does that mean that WWE's going to push Jey Uso to the moon? No, because WWE doesn't give a crap about what you think. So when you get your croissants and your baguettes ready for Clash at the Castle, and you have your Irish coffee, okay, and you make your eggs scrambled, not fried, just know that WWE does not care about you.
Folks, I know we're cutting it close to the time. Here's your quick Raw preview. One of these
WWE. Perfect example. No, Braun versus IJ looks kind of interesting.
Braun and Ilya be good. Lyra and Io, okay. Isn't that a rematch for Queen of the Ring?
That is a rematch.
Credit to Quills for rematches are weekly or whatever he calls Raw. And then Sami Zayn versus Otis. Cool.
WWE does not care about you. By the way, when Braun Breaker, I hope this is not the case, spears this guy and wins in 5 seconds, I hope, oh my God, you'll know WWE doesn't care about you.
We'll see if they write Ricochet off TV tonight. I don't believe that is the appropriate abbreviation for Peacock. And this looks like an excellent Shotgun Saturday night. We see, the chat is definitely mostly rocking with you.
This is Monday Night by God Raw. That's what this is, Conrad. Monday Night Raw. You know what? I swear, if I didn't have to go to work on a Monday, I wouldn't even know what day it is. Mondays mean nothing to me now, except for Clash of the Podcast. Thank God that I do this show with you on 6:05 on Monday nights. Otherwise, Mondays would mean nothing to me.
And we appreciate that. The next time you'll catch me live will be Wednesday. AEW Dynamite, the International Championship is going to be on the line. Will Ospreay versus Rey Fenix in Des Moines, Iowa. I will take it. I don't care. Give me that match. I'm cool with it. Like, that's going to be a banger. Cool. Where's the story?
At least on WCW Saturday night, you had the Hollywood Blondes against, I don't know, Buff and Two Cold Scorpio. I'd take that over tonight's show on Monday Night Raw. I would take the Nasty Boys versus Ric Flair and Arn Anderson over tonight's Monday Night Raw? I would. I would take a Saturday night, WCW Saturday night, where the fans call in and decide that Sting is going to face Ric Flair in a grudge match over tonight's Monday Night Raw. I would. WWE does not care about you.
I want to be fair to McKinney, though. McKinney did say at any point on the PLE, if you jump on a false finish, I want you to think about McKinney. And he said, kiss my Converse. I'm just playing. But Clash at the Castle will be good.
Conrad, McKinney, as God as my witness, as sweet baby Jesus is my witness. If I get excited about any match on this card, other than, because I already said it, other than the Intercontinental or the World title matches, I will personally admit it on social media, and I will tag you in the post.
Okay. And we'll have something to talk about. Join us next week. We'll be talking about this Clash at the Castle show that's coming up this weekend. We'll be talking about all the other great news. Some more WCW content will be going down. And Sean, you got something coming up for the people tomorrow. Let them know and take us out of here.
Very excited to let you guys know that at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night, 7:05. Hubbonomics Volume 5, Cody Rhodes.
Oh, you got to tune in for that one.
Oh, boy. That's all I'm going to say. And check out the Jericho episode I did. Over 200 views. Thank you, guys.
Go ahead. Take us out, brother. It's all you.
WWE does not care about you. He's Conrad. I'm Sean. Wednesday night, 10 p.m. My guy Derek and Conrad will bringing you AEW Dynamite review show, the best in the business on a Wednesday night. Tomorrow, like I said, 7:05 Eastern. Make sure you tune into my channel to check out the one and only Hubbonomics miniseries. Episode 5 will feature Cody Rhodes. We got a lot of stuff going on. Money in the Bank preview coming up soon. SummerSlam preview coming up soon. Enjoy this week of wrestling, boxing, a lot of stuff going on, man. Have a good time. We'll see you here at 6:05 Eastern Time next week, right here on the Everything Pro Wrestling channel for Clash of the Podcast. And as always, God is good all the time. Be encouraged. Evil never prevails. And WWE does not care about you. Later.
You like wrestling, don't you?